smile. I tell the whole world, say, now you be my life. Oh, can't make them argue, say, yeah. We know the last reach night. I tell the people, say, perfect to starlight. Fight for you. I'll give my life for you. No valley too low, no mountain too high for me to climb for you. Now you did help me see the very best in me. And now you did there, nobody did there. Now you invest in me. And I will walk 1,000 miles if only you will hold my hand. I will go the distance all the way for you. You know I can. People, they ask me, say, what's in they make me smile? I tell the whole world, say, now you be my life. We don't go last reach night. I tell the people, say, no fit kill starlight. Them say my eye go clear. Them say your eye go tear. Darling, don't mind them. Make you no send them. They'll be gone, my dear. And I will walk 1,000 miles if only you hold my hand. I will go the distance all the way for you. You know I can. People, they ask me, say, where can you make me smile? I tell the whole world, say, now you be my life. Can't get them all you say, yeah. We don't go last next time. I tell the people, say, no fit kill. Starlight they shine from night till the morning. You know they tired, you know they die. And even when it disappears, still they out, they shine somewhere all the time. People, they ask me, say, waiting, they make me smile. I tell the whole world, say, now you be my life. Oh, people, they ask me, say, waiting, they make me smile. I tell the whole world, say, now you be my life. Oh, can't make them argue, say, yeah. We don't go last reach night. I tell the people, say, no fit kill starlight.
Hi everyone, Starlight, I welcome you today. Thank you, Starlight, for joining. Thank you for taking the step towards greatness. I welcome you all to this amazing time. Having everyone joining on Facebook, everyone live in the class here. Thank you guys for joining. If you're watching live on Facebook, thank you so much for joining. If you're joining live on the Zoom platform, thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you, my amazing people, everyone here that is here this evening. You are amazing. You're joining from Ukraine. We have my Ukraine people here. Please, can I just see those wavings? Hey, guys from Kremchu, can I just see your emotions? Just give your emotions. Yeah, I have my wonderful guys from Ukraine. I have my wonderful guys from UAE. If you're from UAE here, Can we just see your emotions? Everyone in the class here from UAE, just give emotions. Thank you so much. From Nigeria, from Cameroon, wherever you're joining, thank you so much for being part of this amazing time, for this part of cooking class. For everyone that joined on Facebook, thank you very much for joining. For everyone that joined live in the class here, thank you so much for joining. My name is Korede Araiwi, and it's such a great privilege to have you guys to join us today. We're going to be starting anytime soon. Just in the next 2 minutes, we're going to be kicking off. We're waiting for our first speaker to come up. Just hang on. It's going to be a good flight. Thank you.
Hold my hand. I'll go the distance all the way for you. You know I can. People they ask me, say, where did they make me smile? I tell the whole world, say, now you in my life. And if the party, we won't go last midnight. I tell the people, say, no fit kill. Starlight they shine from night till the morning. You know they tired, you know they die, and even when it disappears. People they ask me, say, waiting they make me smile. I tell the whole world, say, now you be my life. Oh, people they ask me, say, waiting they make me smile. I tell the whole world, say, now you be my life. Oh, can't make them argue, say, yeah, we know go last midnight. I tell the people, say, you know fit kill starlight.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'd like to welcome every one of you to an amazing time this evening. Welcome to Mapping 2021 and Beyond Balance Scorecard Goal Setting Workshop. Welcome, everyone. My name is Koride Araiwe. I'm having some light issue. You will see my face clearly in a few minutes. Okay, I think my face is more clearer now. I welcome every one of you. It's going to be a great ride. It's going to be a time. This is the time in the year where everyone sits down and plan their 2021. 2020 has been an amazing year. That's the only word I can use to qualify the year 2020. I'm not here to say the much things that the year 2020 has brought to us. I'm not here to say the much story that the year 2020 has brought to us. But I just want us to know, no matter what the year 2020 has shown or brought to any one of us, it's going to be an amazing year 2021. And so, what we are here to do is to just balance the scorecard. How do one balance your scorecard? How do one get your scorecard right? And that is what we actually want to just analyze. And we are going to be treating it in different form. I'm sure you're ready with your notes. I'm sure you're ready with your cardboard. We're going to be talking about 5 different pillars to make the card balanced in the year 2021. I welcome everyone that is here. We have our speakers joining us already. Thank you so much, Ejiro Osakede, for coming in early. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Thickness Deborah Shobowale. She has joined us already. We're waiting for our first speaker in person of Oluwashim Babatunde. Before that, we'll just quickly move on to uh, the sessions. So I quickly just want to talk about vision board, which is very, very important for every one of us as we prepare in this class this afternoon. Now, the vision board, wherever you're joining, if you're in UAE, good evening. If you're in Ukraine, good afternoon. If you're in Nigeria, good afternoon. So wherever you are in any part of the world, people connecting from Facebook, good afternoon, good evening, good everywhere you are. Even if it's morning, good morning. So quickly, our vision. We just want to build a vision. What is a vision board? It's a graphical representation of our desire. That's what vision is all about. Vision board, it's a graphical representation of our desire. So it's just for you to just paint the picture of what you want. Paint the picture of what you want. That's what vision board is all about. Okay, that's what vision board is all about. Just painting a graphical representation of what you. While we're waiting for our first speaker, I just quickly want to go through a little highlight of what really is a vision board. So there are so many conversation. There are so many board about this vision board. Everyone is writing. Some people call it uh, your plan. Some people call it your goals. Some people call it what is your goodwill. There are so many things around the word vision board. So what is vision board? Like I said, vision board is all about visual representation. It is a visual representation of your desired future, of your desired dream. I mean, 2 days or 3 days ago, I set my vision board for the year 2020. 2021, sorry. I worked on my vision board for the year 2021. And so it's a graphical representation. Before the end of this session, I will show you what it is that I set for the year 2021. And so that is what we are talking about here today. It's a visual representation of your desired result. So quickly, because of time while we're waiting. So your vision is made up of mental picture of who you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have, what you want to create in your future. So that's what vision board is all about, and that's what we will be creating with every knowledge that we got from this class. Now, this class, the title of this class is Balance Your Scorecard. We're going to be talking about five alive. Now, let me quickly just talk about these five alive that we are going to be examining today. In 2018, I come in touch with these five areas of life. I call it my five wheels of life. And each time, every year since 2018, I set my goals to align with these five wheels. And I tell you, at the end of every year, my wheels are always balanced. Even if I didn't fulfill any of this wheel, I quickly recognize it. I quickly analyze it and know that this is where I am missing it. And that is what this class is going to take us. Now, a vision board shows all the information that we normally store in our mental picture. So I'm sure after this wonderful class, you're going to be having great visions. It's going to be coming your way. So after each speaker, we will be analyzing, we will be creating our vision board together, because we all, either you're on Facebook watching, either you are live here in the class here, we will be our accountability partners for every one of us to be able to make sure that at the end of 2021, whatever thing we store on our vision board, we will definitely achieve them. That is what vision board. So types of vision board. I'm going to be stopping here while I quickly get in touch with our first speaker. But since our first speaker is not here, so we'll be going live to our second speaker. And so I just want you guys to just get yourself prepared. So we're going to be twisting it now. Normally, we should start from the first thing, which is faith. But now we're going to be going to family, which is very, very important now. And so, guys, I just want you to fasten your seatbelt and get set. Now, I'm going to be inviting the first speaker. She's Deaconess Deborah Shobowale. She's a deaconess at the Winners Chapel International, United Arab Emirates. She's a teacher, and she's a mother of two. And so, please, ladies and gentlemen, I come across a teaching some months ago, and when I was preparing for this session, it just come to my mind that who can do this, and it's a great privilege for us to have a teacher, not just a teacher, a transformational teacher, someone that will just take you through setting your family right for the year 2021. Either you are single, either you're married, wherever you are in this class, you're going to be enjoying the best. So please, ladies and gentlemen, join me to receive Deaconess Deborah Shobowale. Good afternoon, ma. You're welcome. Okay, trying to reach her. Is she? Okay, I think maybe she's trying to reach her. Apology for the delay, maybe some technical itch. Our first speaker, so I just quickly want to see if I can switch to the second speaker since she's on ground already. And so that's why I want to switch quickly to her before continuing the class. So, okay, she's here. Welcome, ma. Thank you so much
Hallelujah.
for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, ma. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome,
I'm
ma.
sorry for the delay. It was just a technical issue. I guess you can all hear me and see me.
Yes, I think we can all hear you and see you. Please, if you can see her clearly, just put some messages on the chat group. Okay, people can see you now. Okay, I think it's clear.
Okay. Once again, thank you for this rare privilege you have given to me. Is an honor, and I really appreciate. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, to take this particular paper titled Balance Scorecard, and we're looking at family life. Family life. Balance Scorecard, family life. Why introducing this particular platform? The coordinator said something. He said that balance scorecard is that some people call it planning, some call it goal setting. You permit me in this particular paper to call it planning. So I'll try to start by introducing this paper by saying there is no accidental success in life. There is no accidental success in life. You can only be successful as you plan. In your family life, you can only be successful as you plan. There's no luck, there's no, this particular lady or this particular man was lucky to have gotten this sweet family. No, there's nothing like luck. You can only be as successful as you plan. And permit me to say that if you don't plan to succeed, you are equally planning to fail. So you are not neutral. It's either you are planning to succeed in your family or you are planning to fail. But I know we are full of wisdom. We are wise people. So we must plan to succeed in our family life. And also take note of this: the extent of your plan determines the height of your achievement. The extent of your plan determines the height of your achievement. Where there is no plan, there is no future. Where there is no plan, there is no future. So for us to have progress in our family, we require a good sense of planning. For us to have success in our home, we must have a good sense of planning. So as we go into the new year, let's have this knowledge, let's have this thing at the back of our mind that an unplanned family life is bound to crash. An unplanned family life is bound to crash. So we must pick wisdom from this program. We must pick wisdom by going ahead to plan our family for the new year. And let me draw our attention to this. I believe I still have some singles on the platform, and I have married couples on the platform. Most men, most women don't want to marry a liability. Most men, no woman now wants to marry a liability. And a liability, I mean to say, any man or any woman that don't know what to do. She doesn't know where she's going. She doesn't even know how to go about it. That means such person is a liability, because she doesn't even know what she wants. He doesn't know what he wants. So nobody wants to marry such person. So we must, to be successful in our home, to some large extent, it depends on how solid our planning is. So we must take quality time to plan for our family. We must take quality time to plan, because it is very, very important. And let me mention here, so many of us, we tend to take more time to plan for the ceremony, wedding ceremony. Some take 3 months, 6 months before the time they plan for the ceremony, the wedding gown, the wedding suit, the ring, the order of the program, how it will look like. They take their time, what the cake, the color, and all that. But so many don't remember to even plan for the family itself. So planning for ceremony, wasting time, planning, not really wasting time, but not putting not setting your priority right can cost you a lot. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sorry, I'm saying hallelujah. I don't know. I don't know if it's allowed.
No problem. We have a deaconess in the house. No problem, ma.
Okay. I'm so sorry about that. I'll try to limit it. Amen.
No, you're good, man. No problem.
Okay. So now, what is planning? What is planning? I will just take just few definitions of this, then we'll move to the next. Planning means programming. Planning means programming. That is the ability to simplify a problem by breaking them down into smaller components. When we are talking about planning in a family context, when you identify a problem, you break it down into smaller components and we'll be building on that as we proceed. And also, planning also means putting things in order. Putting things in order. And we can also say planning means priority setting. Priority setting. If you don't want to build a successful home in the air, then you stop talking. You start planning. We have seen so many people making just empty noises, no plan. It doesn't work that way. Planning is the first step you take. And you take this responsibility in order to build a successful family. And lastly, planning also means mapping out your order of activities. Planning means mapping out your order of activities and spreading your available resources to meet the needs of your home. You first plan out the order of the activity, how you want this activity to go. And you don't stop at that. You also spread out the available resources in order to meet these needs. So what are the key areas of planning in the family? What are the key areas of planning in the family? Let's take note that the list of areas are so much, they are endless. But we'll just take these key areas. Number one, plan your life. Plan your life. As a couple, plan your well-being, your togetherness, and your future. You need to plan your well-being. No one will do that for you. That's one thing about planning. No one does it for any other person. You have to face it yourself. Plan it together, your well-being. Plan your togetherness and plan your future. As a couple, you also need to plan for the number of children you want to have, and you also plan for their future. And also, lastly, about your life, you plan your spiritual and social life. So, plan your well-being to get and your togetherness and your future. Plan the number of children you want to have, and plan their future. And you also plan your spiritual and your social life. Number two key area is plan your time. Your time. You need to plan your time. Everybody has 24 hours. There's no one that has 25 or 23 hours. It's this 24 hours. So you need to plan it. You also need to plan your energy. You also plan your energy. You see, there's a stage in life that you have all the strength to do anything. Virtually anything. And that is the time that you must work. That is the time you need, you must invest your energy. You can't say, or you can't tell a 60-year-old now to start football. It's not possible because there's no strength, there's no energy at that age. But he was once a 30-year-old guy. He was once a 25-year-old man or guy, he was also once a 20-year-old. If you don't plan your time, you might miss the opportunity that that stage has for you. And also, as a single lady or a guy, there's a time that you must invest in. There's a time that will come that you must take advantage of. There will be a time in your life that it looks as if, as you are moving, all the men are just after you. They just want you. This is a sign that this time is a season for you to settle down. Choose one, make your choice as God will lead you, and settle down, because God has created season and a phase for everything. So you must plan it. Have it in at the back of your mind when writing down your plan, that at this particular time in my life, this is the time for me to settle down. And also plan your resources. Plan your resources. Avoid waste. Plan your resources. This will help you to avoid waste in the home. You plan your resources. Oh, for the family of 4, it takes us when you know that you maybe you got something, a container. This is just an example. You just get maybe a container or a tin. You measure rice or whatsoever you want to prepare. Make sure that you prepare what will not be wasted, because it's a resource. If you don't plan it, you end up wasting it. And also, lastly, you plan. Okay, I still have other points, but let me be fast. You plan your finances. You plan your finances. Have a plan about your on your finances, your income, what comes monthly. If you're a monthly earner, if you're a weekly earner, if you're a day, you plan it. You don't just collect your pay and just go straight to a shopping mall or a market or whatsoever and finish all. It doesn't work that way. You don't have to wait until the day your children will be resuming school before you start looking for their school fees. It's a sign that you are not planning. Any man that waits till the day the wife is to deliver before he begins to run helter-skelter looking for hospital bill is not a planner. If you're a planner, everything will be organized. So learn to plan your finances. And also plan your work. Especially women, we need to plan out our work. We need to plan it. Everyone, we need to plan it. Remember, we are talking about the family. We need to plan it. The house chores, I know, could be tedious. It could be so tedious. It could be, I understand. But we need to plan it, because if we don't plan it, even our little inputs might look as if we are not doing anything because we are not organized. So we need to plan it, especially when you have kids. Plan your work, plan it. And also plan, lastly, plan your speech. Plan your speech in the home. You need to plan that. And this is the reason why there are so many chaos in the family, because people just talk anyhow without plan. What we ought to say first, we say it last. What we ought to say last, we are saying it first. And that makes our message misunderstood by many people because we don't plan our speech. You know that there's a chaos, something, or your spouse is not, your spouse is angry, or your spouse is not happy. The first thing you need to do is to first calm the situation. Then after, you try and explain what really happened. So we need to plan our speech. And these are just a few key areas of planning in the family. And let's move straight to the process of planning. We need to understand the process of planning. You don't just start planning because you want to plan. You need to understand what is the process of planning. And remember, you cannot use any other person's plan to run your life or your home. We are all unique. You can borrow idea from other families or counselor, but you have to come home and make it workable in your home. So you cannot use another person's idea, another person's experience to run your home. You need to first sit down and understand the process of planning. Number one, sit down. I'll just put it that way, sit down first. To plan, sit down first. So many people miss it in this area because once they are faced with a family challenge, before they even think, they act, and that causes more chaos in the home. So you sit down first. And what do I mean by sitting down first? Sit down first means identify the problem. Oh, 2020 is almost gone. Identify what are the key problems in the home. What are the challenges in the home? What are the things you are not getting right? Is it the communication? Whatsoever you are not getting right in your family. Now is the time for you to sit down and identify what are these problems. For the singles, it's time for you to sit down now and identify, where am I missing it in my relationship? Why is it that it's not working out for me? You need to sit down and identify the problem. Could it be I don't plan my speech? What is the problem I'm facing? So you get that first. And second point is you count the cost. Now that I've identified the problem, what does it mean to count? To count means to analyze. To count means to analyze. Now, analyze the seemingly problem, what looks like a problem, analyze it. And how do you do that? You do that by mapping out what is needed. What do I really need to solve this problem? What do I really need to solve this problem? And number three, you get facts. When you've identified the problem, now you are mapping out what you really need to solve this problem. You move to the third part, get facts. What are these facts? Relevant information. Seek out for relevant information. This platform, for instance, is a source of information to you. So you sit down, get relevant information addressing this area that is lacking in the home. Is it how to manage my finance? Is it how to manage my time? Is it how to manage my resources? Get resources that will help you. And when you get this, you don't just stop at getting these resources. You read them, you go over them, and you go to the next point, which is think. You think. You don't just read. While reading, you also think. Think about what you are reading. If this is the issue, I've gotten this is a problem, I've gotten relevant facts. Now it's time for me to think. You think in the sense that, okay, maybe it's a finance and someone is telling you that I save so amount of money to pay my rent, I save some amount, or I spent a lot on rent, and that is making finding it so difficult for paying the children's fee. Now you think about it. Could it be that's my problem? Is there any other area that I'm spending a lot on that I'm not supposed to. So you think, you don't just read, you think to find a solution to your own issue. And number 5, you write your plan. Is wide thinking that ideas comes. Wide thinking, you get some inspiration on how to solve this issue in the new year. And when those information or when those idea comes, you pen them down. You write down your plan. That's where you begin to write plan. You don't just write plan because you just want to write plan. You don't just write plan because everybody is writing New Year plan. You don't just write plan because we are asked to write plan. You write plan based on the relevant information you have gotten and you want to apply in the new year. And this is why so many people just write plans that are unrealistic because they didn't go through this process. You write down the plans, you document them. You don't just leave it on your head because you could forget. You write it down. You write it down. You document them. Mike Modox once said that the shortest pencil is better than the longest memory. And the faintest pencil is sharper than the brightest mind. All brought it into the fact that we need to document the plans. You need to document them. You need to have them pasted even where you can access them. You document them. Now, what are the benefits of planning? I'll just run through this and I think my time will be up. So what are the benefits of planning? Number 1, progress. Progress. If you want continuity in progress in the home, your family, planning is something is an habit you must cultivate. It's not just once and for all thing, it's something you do continuously. So if you want progress, you need to be a good planner. Number 2, it brings about productivity. Productivity. It makes you more producive. It makes you, your productivity is enhanced. Number 3, it eliminates waste. It eliminates waste in the home. When you spend on things that you are not, that is not, you don't really need, you eliminate waste in the home. And lastly, it brings about accomplishment. A good planner will end up bringing or getting good accomplishment. And that's the joy of the whole thing. When you set a target, you set a plan, and you are able to achieve it, there's this joy you have, is called accomplishment. So in conclusion, it is time for us to sit up if we must go up. It is time for us to sit up if we must go up. Nobody will do it for you. That's one thing about planning, is individualistic. No one will do it for you. So plan your family life and work. Plan your family life and work at it in order for you to have a better tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening to me. And once again, thank you for having me.
Wow, thank you very much. Please, can we just, I need reactions to come up. Please send in reactions. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you very, very much. I'm just going to start, pick it from your last word. You said nobody will do it for you. Said to go up, you need to what? Start up. Thank you very, very much for your time. This is an amazing session. And remember what we are talking about here, what we are planning, we are planning our life. We are setting the 5 chord of our life right. And I call it my 5 alive. And this 5 alive is what is driving me. And now we've just divulged one now. And in fact, I too, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Things I'm not doing fine in my family. And I know every one of us will be sincere with ourselves. And this is not a motivational class at all. And so you might be getting things that is pinching you, that pinch you, that makes you check yourself. Either you're not married in this session. And I just quickly want to just go through some things. The benefit, no, the areas to plan quickly. Plan your life, plan your time, plan your energy, plan your finance, and plan your speech. Please don't forget these 6 keys. There are so many, so important to run your life. Either you have a family already or you're going to be having a family soon. Thank you very much, Mark, for your time. I'm sure you're still much around. There are questions that will still come in. So please, you guys, you can drop your question if you have any question, regardless of family. Maybe something that was said and you didn't agree, you can drop your questions and those questions will get answered today. Thank you very much, Ma, for joining us. Thank you for taking the lead.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. It's so great to take the lead. I mean, when anointing take the lead, this is the enjoyment I enjoy doing business summit. Pastor took the lead and it was successful. So you're taking the lead and it's successful already. Thank you very much, man, for your
Thank
time.
you.
I really
Thank you.
appreciate and value it.
Thank
God bless you.
you. God bless.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we go to the next session now. The next person is a businessman. I'm just going to quickly just touch few points from his profile. He has a very long profile. His name is Babatunde Oluwaseun Owolabi. He is a creative director at Petra Multimedia, a creative and reputable firm that provides outstanding experience in branding. He is a graduate of social works from University of Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. He has certification in leadership and personal identity. A lot and a lot. He's going to be talking about something very, very important. He's going to be talking about faith, which is so important. Remember, we are discussing balancing your scorecard, and we've just talked about family. Now we want to talk about faith, which is important. Ladies and gentlemen, please receive Mr. Babatunde Oluwaseun. He's reaching us live from Nigeria. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we lost him already. Okay, maybe technical or network issue. I'm sure it's going to join back. For everyone that joined live in the class here on Zoom, thank you so much once again. For everyone connecting on Facebook, we are on a journey and we've just crossed the first border.
Okay, can we all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much for having me. I am glad to be here with everyone. It's been amazing. Thank you, Pastor Shubawale. I learned a whole lot from those things I heard. Planning your future, planning with your spouse, especially. I am excited to hear that. All right, AK, thank you, sir, for having me. Okay, quickly, I will just want us to run through what I am supposed to talk about. Please, can we all hear me? I just need to be sure you can all hear me.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'm supposed to be talking about faith, and like AK said, he said it's 5 alive and it's a balanced scorecard for 2021. So that means that aside planning financially, aside planning for the business part of it, aside planning for the spiritual part of it, aside planning for the earth part of it, if we don't put everything in proper perspective, one or any of those tools will be affected. And I am quite sure you are conversant with what is called life wheel, where here, you have your health, you have your finances, you have your family, you have faith as well. That's the belief system. So it's if the will is not well rounded and circle, that means the ability to engage in emotion that will lead to success is slim, or rather it can lead to chaos. So I'll be talking about the faith aspect of the planning. And I would like to say as introduction that what you see, you say, and what you say, you become. And what you become is either a reality of your faith or your fear, which will take me to me talking about what faith is in this aspect. The faith part of our planning is that strong conviction or deep belief about what is yet to manifest or what has manifested already. I mean, a lot has been said about 2020. We have experienced a lot in 2020. Pandemic came, and even for some of us that live in this part of the world, Nigeria, after pandemic, we also experienced EndSARS. So many things were obstructed. Businesses did not flow as it ought to flow. Plans, international plans, conferences were put on hold. Why? Because something out of the blue came up, something that we were not expected, and we were not expecting, rather, something that we didn't plan for came up, and it disrupted a whole lot of activities. But in the midst of it, some people survived it. Some people are managing to survive, and some people did not survive it. Some, not just because they were not meant to survive it, but because our level of conviction in what we believe and how we practice what we believe goes a long way. So I will say that faith in balancing our scorecard for 2021, we go beyond motivation. In fact, over time, we all can testify to the truth that sometimes all we had is motivation. Motivation can keep us going. I mean, it can keep the project started, but it cannot keep it going. We need a deeper level of conviction. We need a deeper level of belief. We need a higher dimension that is backed up by a higher force in what we want to do, whether finances, whether businesses, whether relationship, whether career, otherwise anything that has to do with us or that will enable us to have a balanced scorecard in 2021. So I wrote down a few things. I said some failures came, not because they were meant to happen, but because we lacked sufficient conviction to make it happen. Not because it is normal to fail, not because failure is part of the procedure, but because there wasn't enough conviction in that which we want to do. So take, for instance, like Pastor Shobowale said, if I need to plan with my wife on some personal project for the family, and as much as I know that we are entering into 2021, we need to put our finances together. Okay, babe, what do we do? How do we sort this out? And we put all of those things, good. They are good plans on the paper. But if the activation that is needed is not done, which is a stronger conviction, it will just be lying there on the paper. Are we together? So, and how do we activate this conviction? Because a lot of time they will tell us, if you can perceive it, you can become it, and you can, do all of those things. We all can relate with that. But basically, conviction is that personal belief, is that higher level of optimism, even in the midst of negativity, that this is actually possible. Now, I will say also that in developing a strong conviction, remember the word strong conviction. For so many of us, we have conviction. In fact, what pushed us to this level was because there was a level of conviction attached to it. But at this point in time, in fact, so many goals has been disrupted already. And if you are going to enter 2021, we need to not just only kickstart it because, okay, it is a new year, we want to have a new year resolution, we want to run, we want to do this. There must be a level of conviction to that which we want to do. Let's do a practical example of this. Let's say for 2021, you need to have a new business, and that business to kickstart it would take like, let's say, $1,000 or a couple of money to kickstart it. Now, you may not obviously have anything to kickstart it, but there are some certain incomes or some certain things you do that can give you income. When we highlight all the actions, like she also mentioned, actions that should follow that should follow the words that we have said, things we want to do. By the time we highlight them, then we sit by asking ourselves critical questions. Is this thing really possible? I mean, it goes beyond, okay, I am motivated or I'm encouraged to do this. Is this thing really, really possible? Sometimes I sit and I ask myself, Oluwaseun, the plan is good. The project, the outcome is going to be fantastic. But is this thing really, really possible? Now, at first, when you ask yourself that question, doubt will follow. If doubt follows, then it means it is possible. Secondly, if you ask again, fear will follow. If fear follows, then it means it is almost possible. Then when you ask again, impossibilities will set in. If it sets in, it means it is almost possible. Now, I usually say this, that don't deny your fear, don't deny your doubts, acknowledge them, but don't accept them. It's quite different. Acknowledgement is different from accepting it. Acknowledgement is, I have, let's say, $100 in my account, and I need to do a project of $500 or $1,000. That is acknowledgement that truly I don't have resources for this. But accepting my reality is that I now say to myself, because this project worth $1,000 or a couple of naira to get it done, and I don't have it, then it is not possible and I am not going to do it. Sometimes, if those convictions are not activated in our mind, then pass down into our spirit man, which is where I am finally going to hang this discussion to. If they are not passed down there, then we will fail along the way. We will fail along the path. Now, I also wrote another thing that I said, every plan must be done putting the physical, the mental, emotional, and spiritual preparation in place. We have not been into 2021, but for some of us in our mind, we have been there. For some of us with our imagination, we have been there. But if we only plan it physically, mentally, emotionally, and we fail to plan it spiritually, then we'll be missing out a whole lot of things. You know why? Life is spiritual. And if we want to win real big, we have to have a stronger force that is backing us up. We have to have God factor in that which we want to do. And not just the God factor, we also have to have a stronger conviction in that which we want to do and in that which is backing us up. So I said, lack of strong conviction will easily make us to give up. Let me share this personal experience. At the beginning of this year, I wrote a lot of things to be done. In fact, part of my financial goals was to have a 10 million naira at the end of 2021. And you can begin to imagine now if eventually the 10 million came or not. But you know what happened? Along path, the unexpected happened. And every plan looks as though it is not going to be possible. It looks as though this is no longer feasible. And then by the first quarter, that was when the pandemic came, I sat down, analyzed, then I thought about it. This thing, do you really believe in it? And I said to myself, yes, I do. But there are some things that is not making it look like as though it was going to be possible. So I needed to do an expansion for my business. And all the things I know how to do, I did them. And it wasn't looking like it. So I went back to my diary and I checked my scorecard. Let's use the scorecard now, or my go book. And I look at it and I told myself, but you have this thing in mind that this is going to come. It means you needed this expansion and it means you need to get to the next level. And then I sat down, I re-strategized, and I began to ask myself, what do I need to get this thing done? I had little resources, but the little resources I had is nothing compared to a level of stronger conviction attached to my goal. So I began to move from one area to another, not because I had all the resources, but because I had a stronger conviction that this is possible. I moved from one point to another, I met no. I moved from another point to another, I met impossibility. I moved from another point to another, I met doubt and fear. But you know one amazing thing? I kept moving. I kept pursuing. I was optimistic. I had trust, not just in my ability, but in the fact that this thing is possible and it is achievable. And lo and behold, along the line, by September, I saw an opening. I saw an opportunity. I went in for it. And you know one amazing thing that happened? The man in charge of the facility, I walked up straight to him. I said, sir, I would like to take up this facility. He told me the bill, and I told him I don't have up to this amount. He told me there's another person, a potential customer, that is ready to pay ×2 of what I am ready to offer. So I should up my game. I said, yes, sir. I'm going to up it, but right now, I want to do this. He asked me what I do. I said, I'm into branding, I'm into designing, and I want to establish a bigger facility for my training. And then he said, oh, good. I like what you want to do. You are a young man, and I'm fascinated about this. Not just only that, you were bold and confident about this. So he said, come back another day. And I went back another day. That same day I'm supposed to go, the same potential client or competitor brought ×2 of my money to the man and was ready to take up the project. And the man told the woman, and he said, I am sorry, madam. We are giving out this facility to another person. And he called me, he said, it is not really because of your money that I am giving you this. As a matter of fact, we need the money more. But there was just this conviction. There was just this connection I saw and I could establish with you. And that's why I am giving you this. Now, of course, to God be the glory, and for making ways to come to pass, and the people and the things we're able to put together to achieve that. But I said that beyond that, there must be a level of stronger conviction that will help us to push more. So I also wrote out 3 things that at the beginning, it is usually scary. And yes, it will be scary because greatness is scary. But if we are going to achieve it and we are going to get it done, we have to hold on to the other possibility that this is possible. Sometimes we have to critically analyze it, honestly. We have to sit back and ask, can I really do this? And we also have to look beyond abilities, that is our own abilities, and look into a stronger ability in the God that we serve. And not just only that, in the goals and the things we want to do. Because we have seen what 2020 gave us. We don't yet know what 2021 will bring. But if the faith aspect of our plan is not activated, if the strong conviction is not activated, if the trust and the optimism is not activated, then we will not go anywhere, or we are not likely to go far. So, and this will bring me to number one, we must have faith in our plan. For some of us, the plans are
Network. Yes, yes.
I think we have some network.
they are created.
Okay, I think it's back. Wow. It's been an amazing words coming from uh Oluwaseun Babatunde. It's been an amazing word uh coming from him. And those words I can relate with those words very, very well. Each word that has come from him today, I can read. Okay, he's back. Welcome back, sir. Yourself, you're muted.
Sorry. Okay. Can we hear me now?
Clearly, we can hear clearly.
Oh, thank you, sir. So I said faith in our plan, faith in your plan. Now, those things you want to achieve in your finances for 2021, if I'm mentioning that, I'm also talking to myself now. The health plan, the finances, deep down within you, do you really, really, really believe it? Do you really, why are you doing it? And why when we are able to ask why, see, there are no more whys in our plan, when a stronger activation initiated. So there must be faith in our plan. We must not just only see it, we must imagine it. See, imagination is free of charge. As I am, I've traveled the whole world many times. I've seen myself carrying my baggage, my luggages, going at the embassy. I have been checked in. I've entered business class. I've entered first class. I've met amazing CEOs. I've been at conferences. I have been able to impact lives in my mind, in my imagination. And I do believe that it is possible. Not because I am only motivated or encouraged to do them, but more importantly, because I have a stronger conviction that this is possible. And we activate faith in our plan by facing the reality, by attaching corresponding actions to our goals, by sitting down, analyzing it, and telling ourselves we are able to do this. Another aspect of faith that we also need to activate in 2021 about mapping out our activities for that year is faith in God. I wish there's a better way to put this. Let me tell us something. All of us, we are a believer. We all believe in something. It is either you believe in God or you believe in another force, the God factor of our plan is important. You know why? Because he's omniscient, he's omnipotent, he's omniscience. He knows all things, he's all powerful, he sees all things. If we are going to plan for the years we have not yet seen, if we are going to plan for the years we have not yet been into, then we need to invite the one that can see it ahead, that has been there ahead, and that can give us the better pathways to get it done. We need to activate it, the faith in God. Having written down our goals and our targets, we also need to come to a place of sitting down to say, God, this is my plan for 2021. These are the things I want to get done. But I am bringing it and I'm tabling it before you to not just only bless it, to help me look into it, things to drop, things to activate, things to go for. Because if truly, if he's all powerful and he can see into the future, then we need to work with him to help us and take us into the future. Another thing we must also do is we also have to learn to practice the celebration ahead of time. Like I said, sometimes if you are imagining having a 10 million naira or $10 million in your account, sit down, analyze it. After analyzing it, imagine. After imagining it, then celebrate it. You know why? Our mind cannot differentiate between reality and imagination. That is why you can sit in your room and you can already imagine yourself on the street, or you can imagine yourself in the bus, and you can imagine yourself in the office, and you are smiling, and your mind is activated, because the mind only goes with the picture you show the mind. So if you show the mind the picture of failure, sadness will come, sorrow will come, impossibility will come, fear will come. But if you show the mind the picture of the celebration, you play it out. You know what you are doing? You are storing your devices. You are keeping the memories. You are keeping the celebration. And whether you like it or not, give it time. It is going to grow and it is going to germinate and you are going to reap it. So we need to sit down, celebrate it. Imagine as though you have won the contract. Imagine as though you are married already. Imagine as though you have your victory already. Imagine as though it is done already. I will wrap up by saying this, that it is not just only possible, it is achievable. But you know what? Faith doesn't make it easy. Faith only makes it possible. I am not totally guaranteeing you that challenges will not come. I am not totally saying that doubt and fear will not rise. I am not totally saying that you will not fail at some things. But I'm trying to say, each time the fear comes, each time the challenges come, each time the negative and the impossibility comes, activate the faith dimension of your plan. And how do you activate it? Imagine it, celebrate it, see yourself achieving it, and tell yourself you can do it. The things you say to yourself matters. The things you say about your goals matter. The things you say about where you are going matters. The faith confession will not just only make it possible, it will also align our thoughts, our actions together. And before you know it, victory is guaranteed. Take this home by telling yourself that few things might have failed in the past few years, in the past few months, but this 2021, I owe myself the truth. I owe myself a stronger conviction Sometimes until we activate the conviction before people start to believe in us and before they are ready to go the path with us. Ladies and gentlemen, balancing scorecard in 2021 is achievable. It is possible, but sometimes it might not be easy. But with faith in our plan, I tell you, it is possible. Together we can fly in 2021, and together we can have a balanced scorecard so that by 2021, what we'll be having will not be balanced scorecard, it will be victory scorecard. And as we plan for 2022, God bless you so much. I am glad to be here. Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Wow. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is wow. Thank you so very much, sir. Please, I need a reaction for Mr. Sheo. This is amazing. Please do your reactions, put your comment, every word that came to him. You can see that we are building something. You can see the family was awesome. Now faith comes again. That means everything Dickness Chevrolet told us, we can see that we need faith to get it done. We need faith to achieve it. This is amazing. I hope you're writing. I hope you're putting this down. I hope you imagine. He said something. I said, imagination is free. So it is free, but faith will make you achieve it. Faith will make it possible. And that is what he just talked about here. Now we just cross the second ladder. Not to just waste too much of our time, please don't forget to drop questions. Don't forget to drop comments. Uh, Mr. Oluwashim Babatunde is still very here, and he
Yes,
will still
sir.
answer our questions. And then as we move on, okay, quickly, before I call our next speaker, let's go back to the vision board again. Remember, we are planning and we are building here today. So I quickly talk. The next speaker is going to come in the next 5 minutes. And so I just quickly want to take time to just touch on one, two things. So I said types of vision boards. Board based on formats, board based on information. So we can set our vision based on every information that is coming our way here today. We can base our vision based on this information. Board based on ownership. That means you own the vision. Maybe it's about a company or it's about a group of people. So that's the board. Now, when we say vision board based on formats, we mean physical vision board. That is where what I set like 3 days ago, there is some things I want to achieve. I mean, one of the project, one of the vision I want to achieve uh, is a vision of McKinsey and Company. So I had to just get the picture, the logo of that company and paste it on my vision board. And so I set a vision based on this. That's physical. So each time I see that logo of that company, it reminds me of where I'm going. Secondly, digital vision board. And I think we're in the digital world. We can't talk much of this. You can just put your vision in digital. It can be on your phone. You can make your vision board the screensaver of your phone, of your laptop, the wallpaper. You can just set your vision based on that. Vision based on information overview of your life, like what Deacon Ali just told us about our family overview. How do you want the finance of your family to go? And secondly, project based. You want to get married next year, set a vision, project based. It has to be project based. Quickly, we come back to these. I hope to build this vision board together. Let's just go to our next speaker. Okay, quickly, I don't want to read profile of this our next speaker. This is someone I have known, I mean, maybe for more than a decade. This is someone I've been privileged to do great things along. You know, when they said you're doing great things with people and people allowed you to fly. There are few people in the journey of my life that has allowed me to fly. You know, when they just put you in, they just put a fly, let's say a plane or an helicopter in your care and say, you know what, young man, you know, like this word, Bishop David Oyedepo said something. He said, we fly by instruction. And there are few people in the journey of my life that has make me fly simply by instructions. Just saying, you know what, this is what we want to do. This is how we want to achieve it. This is how I want it to look like. And you excel in the vision of these people. I mean, I think maybe you excel in the vision of these people. And the next speaker is one of those few people that has given me an opportunity in my lifetime to excel and excel well in their vision. And I could say, and I can say that everything I'm doing as of today was as a result of all these little opportunities that came my way and still coming my way, and I'm excelling in it. The next speaker is Mrs. Adesumbo Adeoye. She's an inspirational speaker. She's the founder of ESOP Heroes and convener of Inspiring Change Conference. She's a Goatman SAS Scholars. She's an amazing person. I don't want to be reading profiles on this, but this person I'm talking about, you will experience it as we are talking, as we're going to go through this session. Now we're going to be focusing on finance. And when we talk about finance, it's going to be broad. The business aspect, the family. So it's a broad light on finance. She has two of our books that has been out. This is a best-selling books, Parenting a Creative Child. So for some of us on this platform that has creative children, you need this book. And the second book is Refurbished Hope for a Fresh Start. So these two material, I'm going to try and get the pictures of these two material and display it before the end of this session so that you can see this session. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Mrs. Adesumbo Adeoye. You're welcome, ma. Thank you for
You're
joining.
welcome, Mama. Mama, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Araire Korede. It's so nice to be here. Thank you, Mr. Babatunde. I was live during your session. I heard everything you talked about. Faith, well done. I agree absolutely with you. I want to say a big shout out to everyone. Thank you for connecting. In fact, this is the right place to be right now, as there's so much anxiety going on because 2020 is rounding up. And some of us are even jubilating that 2020 is rounding up. But are we ready for 2021? Which is why mapping your 2021 and beyond is the right thing that we need to be doing right now. So I celebrate the convener. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. Yes, you are someone I've known for close to a decade, and you have served actively with the Inspiring Change conference volunteers, and you have done excellently well. Thank you for running this vision to invest into the lives of people that are connected to you. I believe it's a good place to be. I believe it's a good thing to be doing, and God Almighty will reward you in Jesus' name. Okay, I have just a few minutes, and today I'm going to be sharing on how to have a balanced financial scorecard. How to have a balanced financial scorecard. Okay, when we say finance, people just think about money, but finance is actually the management of large amount of money. Your finance is how you manage your money. When I say large amount of money, it's relative. It has to do with the the one that you have in your hand per time. To you, you may call it little. When another person sees it, they see it as big money, okay? And what you call big money, if another person sees it, they may call it little money. So just know that your finance is how you manage the amount of money in your care per time. When COVID-19 came and there was lockdown, a lot of people went broke instantly. They went broke, and something struck me that this is how retirement is going to be like. You know, people say they are preparing for retirement, but are they truly preparing for retirement? Because COVID-19 has come to show us how retirement, before you know you're 60 or before you know you are 50, and then you have to retire. The strength is not like before. And you're wondering, how did the time fly by? I don't know if anybody has ever seen it. A lot of people, when they get to the age of 40, they have midlife crises because they're like, how did the years just fly by and I'm 40 already? I have just 10 more years before retirement hits me, or 20 more years before retirement hits me. And then depression sets in. I have put down a few things you need to put in place so that in case a pandemic comes up, God forbid, or in case there is an emergency and you need to rise up with whatever it is that you already have, you will not be shocked. You will not go into depression. You will not beg. You will not borrow. Well, borrowing, it depends on how we look at it, but in this context, the things I have itemized that I want to share with us are things that are workable, are things that have worked in my life, and I believe that it will work in your life also. And in 2021, when others or men say there's a casting down, you will say, rise up, I see lifting. That will be your report in Jesus' name. Okay, what are the things that we need to do in order for us to have a balanced financial scorecard? The first thing you need to do is check your finances. Check your finances. How well or how bad did you do in 2020? In fact, this is the year where you need to really look at and say, how did I survive 2020? A lot of people used to feel, if I don't go to work, if I don't hustle, I can't eat. Did you hustle in 2020? Did you feed? Were you feeding from hand to mouth, or you were feeding from your emergency funds? Were you feeding from your savings, or you were feeding from things that you quickly just found out how to do? A skill you just quickly learned during the pandemic? Was it that fetched you money? Are you the kind of person that only believes in 30 days make a pay? When there was lockdown and you were not going to the office, did your eyes open to other things that you could do? Did you start any skill? Did God open your eyes to other means of income? Did you make income from it? These are questions you need to ask yourself. So check your finance. How well did you do? Which one came from your career? How much came from your skill? How much came from families and friends? How much did you borrow? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Now check, how badly did you do? Are you still in debt? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you out of debt? Another question you need to ask yourself is, are you struggling presently? There's a question that I asked my husband during the lockdown. I was heavily pregnant, and I asked him, I said, my husband happens to be the senior pastor of Royalty Christian Center, a church where God is grooming people for greatness. Glory be to God. I asked him, I said, church is on lockdown. How long must this lockdown last for before we start to feel it? I had my reasons for asking because I had my own savings. I know how much I had at that time. I knew we were expecting a baby. I know that he's a pastor and church is on lockdown. So I asked him so that we can know how to manage our finance. My husband says, if this, I don't know if I should share his response, but he said, if this lockdown goes on for 10 years, we are fine. Can you comfortably Can you comfortably say that to your staff? Can you comfortably say that to your children? If you can hear me, I want you to put a comment in the comment section in the chat room. Let me hear you. Let me see your response. Where you are right now, can you comfortably say we can survive the next 2 years? Ask yourself that question. Can you comfortably say to yourself, if this lockdown go on for another 24 months, we can survive? If you can't say that to yourself, then you need to listen to me. Take a look at your net worth. What do you have right now? Who do you owe? Who owes you? It might be a difficult time for you to collect from anyone who owes you money right now, but still, what can you do to bring cash to you now? These are questions you need to constantly ask yourself. One thing that can work against this sincere answer is the place of comfort. That is the place where salary places you. When you're comfortable that 30 days we make a pay and you get your salary, then you don't want to do anything extra. But COVID-19 has made us to realize that we need to do more than one thing extra. Most of the time, I tell people the impact you make with your neck up is more impactful and more fulfilling than that one that you will make with your neck down. How do I mean? With your neck down, you use your energy. With your neck up, you use your brain. You think, you have knowledge that you can share. You don't have to do so much, but it can fetch you much more, okay? I'm going to repeat that. The impact that you have with your neck, from your neck up, is more fulfilling most times than the one you do with your neck down. Okay, so ask yourself, how much cash do I have in my hand right now? What's in my portfolio? Even if that portfolio is shrinking, ask yourself, what do I have in my portfolio? The Bible says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it now while it is day, for the night will come where no man can walk. Ask, what do I have in my portfolio? It is good for you to know what is there so that you can be true to yourself. Then you live your life based on what you have. See, I'm tired of people who say, I'm going to fate my finance. No, you don't build your life based on the income of your uncle who is doing well. He built his own life to that point. So don't build your life with the income of your wife or your brother or your sister or your parents. You both, all of you have the same 24 hours. What are you doing with your own 24 hours? Build your life with what you have in your portfolio, what you plan to do with what you have in your portfolio, how you plan to increase what you already have, like the woman who had the jar of oil, and she told the prophet that they just want to make flour with our sons and die because they're in debt. The prophet asked her, what do you have in your hand? She said she has nothing because she didn't see value in that little jar of oil. Maybe you don't see value in that little money that you have in your portfolio, but it's better than 0 naira. So whatever you find in your hand, then the prophet told her, say, that one that you have in your hand, go ahead and borrow many vessels. In this case, which is why I said I was going to come back to borrowing. You see, borrowing sometimes can be good. It can be a good strategy if you are not borrowing to squander. If you are borrowing to build something that instant returns, that when you are paying back what you have borrowed, you will not feel it. It will just be like a little drop in a mighty ocean when you are repaying. That is good. And where should you borrow? Don't borrow from banks. You can borrow from family and friends. Like the prophet told her, he said, go and borrow many vessels. So she sent her children to go and borrow from their neighbors, which is where your relational capacity comes to play. During the pandemic, the people you could only ask were people you had a relationship with, because these people can quickly just give you based on your goodwill or based on the relationship you have had with them over the years, not strangers, because they have their own problems also. So this helps you to feel more in control of your finance when you check your portfolio and you start thinking, what can I do? In the case of the prophet, I'm going to say, with the portfolio and everything that you have, go to God and ask God, what can I do to build this portfolio from level 1 to level 10? God is always speaking. He would give you strategies. Then you need a mentor who can walk you into that journey so that you don't squander your money. This what's it called, a cartoon they draw in the newspaper. I saw it on Instagram on someone's page, and it showed the picture of three cows. Let's call it cow, three different of the cows, in the biggest, that the master's son who left, talking about the prodigal son is now back, and he has requested the biggest cow can join them at the party. The biggest cow was feeling cool that, yes, I'm the one that is going to join them at the party. But that is how the biggest cow interpreted. What it actually means is the big about to be slain. You need mentorship. So hearing is a good business advice, but you are only digging your own grave with financial increase. It is a step in a wrong direction that can make you lose what you already think you have saved. So you need to be very, very careful when you want to increase your portfolio, so that the place of greed does not make you fall into debt when you're supposed to be increasing your finances. Get a financial mentor. You're investing it into, you have done a due diligence about it, make sure you have some sock away cash or a set of budgets for tough times, because it is one thing for you to have a healthy savings, it's another thing for you to have a flexible spending account, so that savings can be kept away from your daily expense. Okay, do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you understand what I'm trying to say and you are still with me, please put a comment in the comment section. You can also put a chat so that I'm sure that we are all together. Okay, you can put a thumbs up, let me know that you are actually listening. Another question I want to ask you is, do you have a healthy savings account? Take a good look at everything you have. I mean everything. If you've been putting off thinking about money or thinking about your finance, now is the time you need to dedicate extra hours in the week, extra hours in the day, and think of ways to earn more. Think of ways to save more. Think of ways to invest heavily. Now, how do I mean? I don't want to lose you. Please let me know if you're following what I'm saying. I say you should dedicate hours in the week to think of ways to earn. Now, this is what a lot of people do. They think about money. I want to make money. So they are thinking of ways to earn. And true, they start earning. They start making money. They are not thinking about saving. Neither are they thinking about investing. That's a category of people. Now there are other category of people who are making money. They are thinking of saving, but they have not thought about investing what they have saved. So now they have earned a lot of money. They have saved the money, and then somebody comes and says, please borrow me. I need this for my business. And they remember that they have a savings, someone like, let me just borrow this person. That is not a good business advice. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't borrow people money. Why don't you partner with them and invest? Invest instead, because some money you can never get it back, but in investments you earn a part of the business, you earn a share of the business, and you ensure that you have the rights to also monitor the growth of the business, so the business will not crumble, it will continue to fly. So either long or short-term investment, ensure that what you have saved over time is put in the right investment. I will stress it, ensure that it is put in the right investment, whether it is long-term or short-term. Don't wait to make the money before thinking through what you want to invest into. Stop all those last minute, you see, stop all those last minute things. It won't help you. You wait till you save and save and save before thinking of investment. You will just dabble into anybody that can sweet talk you into dropping your money. That's always what happens. Now that you don't have that big money, it is easier for you to think and set a goal for yourself. Project and set a goal. Like the convener said, he said, you need to have a vision, have a plan, and decide what you need to save to and decide what you want to invest it to before you start making the money. Let me explain that again. Do you know that when you are broke, it's easy for you to remember all the things you need and all the things you want? It's easy. Your list will be long. The moment the money comes, you don't remember anything. In fact, you don't have needs again. This happens to a lot of us. You just be thinking about the needs of other people. You won't think about your own personal needs, and it is not easy to remember. So now, before you start saving, write out what you want to invest in. It is also a good plan because you will know how much you need to save in order for you to invest. Now, this is what I mean. If you want to invest in properties, sit down, count the cost. How much is this property? Where is the property located? When I invest 100 million into this property, is it a long-term investment or a short-term investment? If I buy today, and can I sell it off tomorrow? If I sell it off tomorrow, will I make more money? That is how rich people think. And there is always other means of income bringing money in, which is why I'm saying you should not be saving and then using the same savings as your daily expense. Okay, have a separate sock away account that you can use for daily needs. Some people call it petty accounts. By the time money is made, your preparations will hit the right opportunity and you will be smiling when others say there is a casting down. My prayer is that that is how 2021 will be for you financially in the mighty name of Jesus. I've been talking for quite a number of time. I want your questions. I want to know if you have anything that I've said during the course of this short time. If there's any area where you did not understand, you want me to reiterate, please ask in the comment section before I go further. Thank you so much, Mr. Araire.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma, for that powerful words. I mean, you said good things, and I'm sure we all I've picked one or two things from what you said so far before you continue. Like she said, please, if there is anything she has mentioned since the beginning and you are not clear about, please just feel free to drop it on the comment sections and or you can even unmute yourself. I have people from Ukraine that joined this class.
Wow.
So guys, Maria, Valeria, are you getting everything? You can, if there is something that is not clear, you can put it in the chat box. Maybe the speaker is too fast and the words are not dropping. Maria, do you want to say something? Valeria, or are you guys fine?
There's a question in the chat box already.
Okay, so let's just, okay, Azizat, just said, good afternoon, man. Thank you much for the session. My question is this: what type of investment portfolio would you advise a young person earning about 50K on average month?
Okay, for 50,000 naira, is it 50,000 naira or 50,000 dirhams or 50,000 euro or 50,000 pounds or $50,000? We need to be.
So this person is naira.
Okay,
I mean,
it's naira.
It's my assistant in Nigeria, so it's naira.
There is drop shipping where you don't even need to spend money. All you have to do is get the buyers, get the pictures of the items, get yourself the buyers, and then collect the items and give the buyer and collect your money, take your profit and pay the seller. That one, you don't need money. You just need to build your network. Now with 50,000 naira, you can also decide to do trading. If you see that something is a need per season, invest in those things, not before finding buyers. Ensure that you have people who are interested, not just interested, but able to pay, What people look out for most of the time is people who are interested in buying. If they don't have the money to pay, then you're not in business, you are doing charity. Don't just do
that. Can you repeat that for us, please?
See, when you have money, look for what is selling during that season. For example, in Nigeria, there is a season for corn. There is a season for plantain where they now use it for boli. There is a season for agbalumo, where people want to buy agbalumo. In fact, some people want to send it abroad. Look for what is selling per season. There's another season where children resume back to school. They're buying socks, singlets, school shoes, school bags. Look for what is selling during the season. There's also a season for rain. People are buying umbrellas, they're buying rain boots. Look for what is selling in the season. Then pause. Don't buy those things yet. Look for people who are in need of these items. Then pause. In fact, if you can write their names down, oh, this person has signified that they want umbrella. This person has signified they want umbrella. Then pause. Find out if they are not only willing, but they are able to pay. If they have the paying power. If they have the paying power, go ahead and purchase and sell to them and make your profit. Don't go buying umbrella for a group of people who are looking to buy raincoats and now force your umbrella on them. Even if they buy one, what happens to the other ones you have purchased? You have only succeeded in tying money down. You have not started business. Business is you are able to buy goods and exchange it for money and then turn over what you have done. It's, if you are selling goods, you sell to them and then you get money back. Okay. Does that make sense to you? So 50,000 naira, look for what is selling right now. Get your interested buyers and ensure that they have the paying power and then buy those items, sell to them and make your money. Now there are people who can buy on credit, but I don't want to stress you. If you know that they have the paying power, but they just don't have the cash at that time, if you can wait for when they would have the cash, e.g. bankers, they get paid at the 23rd of every month. I was in banking for a decade and so I understand. Sometimes we buy suits and then we write a post-dated check. Okay, so when they pay us our salary, the person puts in the check into their account and it clears instantly. That's also a very good way to invest and all of that. I don't want to overflow that answer. I think
Thank you so much. It's so important. You said something that is very, very important. The buying power. Don't just go into business because, oh, I just want to make money. Oh, people don't just imagine in your head that, oh, people should be able to buy this thing. Okay, fine. If people, you say, okay, I have a network, I have friends, I have family members. The question is, can they pay for your goods?
that's it. Do they
So
have
that
the pay power or they are just supporting you?
supporting you. So
And
that, I mean,
continue. We are watching your back. That
good.
bring money and put money in your account. Oh, you have to be wise. You have to be wise. Don't just surround yourself with people who are not interested in what you are selling. Build your network to the point where you can attract buyers. Build solutions. See, there are problems everywhere. Build solutions, and you would always have people who are willing to pay for your solutions. I see Ruth Atari raising her hand up. I think she has a question.
Okay. Would you like to unmute yourself, Ruth, and ask your question? Thank you.
Yes. Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Yes. I just wanted to ask, are there any recommendations like books that you can recommend that could help someone build financially and then career-wise? Do you have any book recommendation we can read to build our financial power?
There's so many recommendations. However, maybe we would have to talk on this because it's not only to just read. You can't read everything because investment, the book is vague. You can't read everything. You have to be specific. I mentor quite a number of people who run businesses, and I give to them a dose per time. You can't just read everything. You crash, you make mistakes, which is why you would need a financial mentor. So you can DM me on Instagram. I also run a mentorship session. We can do a one-on-one. You can do an annual or a quarterly, but there are so many. One is The Richest Man in Babylon. One is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There are so many financial books. There is this one written by, why did the name skip my head. The man in charge of Virgin Atlantic. I've forgotten the title of that book. But there's so many financial books, and I feel that it depends on what you want to invest in. Somebody is asking me now, can someone who just started a new business start investing? You don't start investing, you start saving. Saving comes, it precedes investments, except of course, your own business plan is to invest heavily, which means you already have big money. Okay, if you do not have big money, if this business is still slow, you need to, if it's still small, if it's still fresh, you need to keep saving the profit. If investing for your business will be putting the profits back into that business, if you're sure that that business will continue to make you more money, then invest back into your business. Don't invest in someone else's business. You see, God is not going to put his might, is the Almighty, but he won't put his might into something that you have not even lifted your own finger for. So lift your own finger, do something first, then God will now bless it. So if you feel your business that you are starting has a very good growth pattern, make money from that business and reinvest it into that business. And that's how the business will now grow. Then when the business is now turning over powerfully and it is now running on autopilot, you can now pull part of the profits and now invest it into something else. Okay. Ruth, I believe I've been able to answer both you and Sister Motunrayo in the chat room. Okay. I've given you 2 recommendations, or 3 if I'm correct, but I will still recommend that you get a financial mentor so that you get the right dose per time. The right dose per time. It's like a baby asking Usain Bolt, how can I run? The advice the baby needs is, how can you crawl first and walk first before running? If a baby now goes on the pitch to learn from Usain Bolt, the baby will fall down and break his head or hand. That's what I mean. Do not crash. Okay, somebody is saying, how about those that have some money to do a business, but they don't have any idea of what business to do? You need a business mentor. Talk to me. I'm available. And because you're connecting with me through Mr. Kikorede, you get Mr. Kikorede, what percentage should I give to them?
I mean, this is a great opportunity. The time, the coaching sessions are not just, people that have attended it, they have quite a lot of results. And so for Ruth and Karen, you can just connect with her on Instagram. Just DM her Ade Sumbo Adioye. She will respond to you. Just mention that, okay, through this program, she's going to connect with you and help you. You just ask questions, and then I'm sure she will give you a good discount, And it's such a wonderful platform and a wonderful opportunity. Like she said, reading books, it's one step at a time. At a point, there are some informations that you need to inject. When you get to another level, you need to upgrade those informations. It's like you are in the university and you are doing medicine and you're reading a 500 level books. You're reading, you start looking at it and what are they saying here? What is this? What does this mean? Fine, you can read the English, you can sweet English, big grammars, but you feel confused because you've not nurtured. And that's why when you go to school, when we go to school, you see that there's a course. There's from 101 to 102. And some of these courses, when you find out, you find some repeating itself, but in an advanced way. So that's why there is 101, 102. That's about reading the books. Of recent, I was trying to read something about a leader. I was reading about nation building lately. I began to read about nation building, and I was looking for a leader, an entrepreneurship leader, not just leader by position. And I come across this book. I'm going to display it on the screen. Just look, if you see my screen. For us that is in the UAE, this Muhammad Sheikh Al Maktoum, the Sheikh CEO, Lesson in Leadership. this book helped me a lot. The Sheikh CEO. It was from this book I understand that Emirates Airline that become a global brand today, started with 10 planes, and they borrowed this plane from Pakistan. The first 10 plane that kick off Emirates Airline, the world-known Emirates Airline, was borrowed from Pakistan. And now look at Pakistan Airline or India Airline, and look at Emirates Airline now. You'll see that the gap is different. Look at United Arab Emirates, or look at one of these nations. And my mind begin to open to nation building. How can you be creative even while working? How can you be an entrepreneur, not just entrepreneur as a result of we just want to be. So that's that. And so please try to reach out to her. And I mean, career-wise too, if you need career guideline, I think I do that a lot. Yeah, that's just my own core feed. Yeah, career guidance on how to take one step to other about your career. I think I've been able to drive through my career for the past 11 years, working in different field of operation, and be able to excel in all of those operations. So we can get ourselves, and you have a great opportunity. Please reach out to Mrs. Adesumbo about business and every other thing if you have questions. I think you can continue now, Ma. You're muted, Ma.
Yes, I'm glad to be back. I want to quickly round up now, and I put quite a number of things down as a recap to everything I have said since the beginning. Remember, I said it is having a balanced financial scorecard, and I also talked about the fact that you need to count what you have. So physically, these are the things you need to do, step by steps you need to follow. Count your cash. Count your cash. Cash at hand, cash in bank, cash where people money people are owing you. Cash, count your cash. Now, another thing you need to do is count your flow. That's your income. Count your flow, your income, your inflow. Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? Is it annually? You need to count it and then decide what you need to do to achieve more. Weekly, let's start with daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. I did an annual audit for someone in business yesterday in the night, and we were talking about income. She is a career person, and then she makes money monthly. And then I asked her, have you thought about what you can do to make money daily? And she said daily that she doesn't really have any skill. I said, what are those things that you do naturally that people, your colleague in the office, always want to get from you all the time? Then she said that she makes some smoothie drinks, and each time she takes it to the office, everybody's interested, they want it. And I said, have you thought about selling to them? And she said yes, that the time she tried, she made 10,000 naira. I said, that is a business already. The fact that it comes to you naturally doesn't mean that you can cash in on it. It's a skill. You can cash in on it so long as you have people who are interested in it. God has given you that opportunity, cash in on it. So I told her 10,000 naira daily. If you work 20 days in a month, that's 200,000. If you earn 250,000 in a month, that means 250,000 plus 200,000, that's 450,000. It's easy for you to save 50% of that 450,000, which means you're saving 225,000, as opposed to saving only from your your income from your 30 days make a pay. Okay. And she was really excited. And I told her, do you know that by the time you start selling this item, your your buyers will increase, your customers will increase. Then you need to hire someone who will be doing it. Okay. I said, so start using your weekends to train someone so that when your customer base increases, you won't be burnt out because you're a salary earner, you're working for someone. And then the business of that person will not be suffering because you are doing your side also. So decide what you need to do to achieve it. In the case of that sister, she needs to train more hands. She needs to be comfortable to advertise and increase her customer base. Those are the things she needs to put structure in the business so that the business can run whether she's there or not. So what do you need to do in order for you to achieve more money daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then annually? Another thing you need to do is to have a goal. Take step towards it. Don't just now think or write down. Take steps. Do it. Do those things that you have seen that you need to do. Do it. When was talking, Mr. Babatunde talked about faith. Yes, you can have faith, but faith without action can't save anybody. Faith is an action word. Have faith, but you need to do. So in putting all that goal or putting your vision board up and saying, this is what I'm going to do to achieve more. These are the books I'm going to read to achieve more. I'm going to sign up for Sumba Adeoye's Simplified Greatness Program. I'm going to sign up for Inspiring Change Inner Circle. Those are just goals, but you need to actually do them. That's when you start seeing results. Remember, Ecclesiastes 9:10, I'm quoting the scripture because I'm a pastor as well. So it says, whatever your hand finds to do it with thy might. There is no working or planning, no knowledge or wisdom in the grave. All those planning that we're doing, we're going to use it here. So while you're here, why not just make the best use of your time and leave inheritance for your children? Thank you so much. I believe I've said so much, and this is the place where I will be rounding up.
Thank you so very much, man. Thank you for those amazing words, and thank you for the mentorship opportunity that you gave out to people here. I mean, I've not mentioned this to you, but definitely I'm going to display for those of us that attended the business summit UAE. We mentioned this. This is coming very soon. Skill enterprise, turning passion. So you would, I mean, we are going to reach out to her definitely. Mrs. Person Mrs. Adesumbo is going to come on that platform. This is a business school. That's the vision. It's coming up in January. So for you, I mean, you guys that are into either fashion skill or catering skills, catering and event management in the UAE. So guys, in the UAE, or you have a skills, you know how to cook, or I know how to bake, I know how to, I just have this thing to just organize things. How do you turn, she has mentioned, so even while you're working, these things can be to work. So I'm introducing this again. You're going to be hearing more information. You're going to be hearing more communication about it. Skilled enterprise class. It's coming in January. It's going to be amazing. So just trying to go through it for you to see. So let me just hold it here till January. So we'll be meeting. So for those of you that will be in some of those classes, you would experience Mrs. Adesumbo Adioye fully. It's going to be a real blue class. So thank you so much, Ma, for joining us. Thank you for having it. It's been a wonderful time. Please, you can connect with her on Instagram. Wherever you are in the world, just send her a DM to respond to you.
Don't nobody should go outside.
Answer to your questions and take you through the journey. And also, I mean, if you need a guidance, I mean, about your career, I'm always available in the UAE here. Just ring me. You have your business, you know you have this business, and how do you jumpstart it? How do you just kick it off? I mean, we can just do things together. I mean, just guide you through the process and guide you through the process of your career. How can you explore in every career that you find yourself? Sometimes it's not every one of us that will go to the same banking. You start banking from out of university until now you're building banking portfolio for yourself. In fact, someone said lately, in fact, in doing business summit, one of the speakers said that this is the time to have different portfolio. So you can excel in banking, you can excel in finance, in medical line, you can excel in retail. And so I have been able, I have opportunity to be in this different kind of field, and I have excelled. So if you need guidance on how to match career, you can talk to me. My name is Freddie
What
Arari.
is wrong with you? I
Email,
cannot shout.
you can send me DM on Instagram, and then I would definitely um, attend to you. We can just see how we can build ourselves together and achieve great things together by the year 2021. All of you guys on this field, you are my accountability partner. And my joy is not that you attend this program. That's not my joy, but my joy is that this program starts speaking in your life. Everything we do, you attend business summit, you're attending this again, start making a positive meaning in your life. And by 2021, we start checking the account together. I was able to have a session with my people in Ukraine last week, and we drill ourselves. It was this session, it was a vision board session. Every time we had sessions, we smile and we clap. And but last week's session, we just because it was a short, and that is how vision and being committed to what you want to be is all about. So guys, if you need your career guidance, you need your career process, we can become accountability partners together. You want a book you want to read and you want me to just guide you through following you up and make sure you achieve that goal. You want to write that book, we can do that together. I want to start business, you want to be my accountability partner, we can do that together. And that is the joy of mapping your goals. It's not just writing it out, it's not just praying on it on the 31st of this month, no, but it's just you being responsible to it. And one of the ways to be responsible to our goals is having an accountability partner. So for everyone that need an accountability partner, I raise my hands to you. Just reach out to me. Let's analyze the goals and the vision together, and let's start checking ourselves every 2 months, every 3 months, to see the ones we've achieved, to see the one we are going to achieve. So that's that. Thank you so much, Mrs. Adesumba Adioye, for your time. Now we move to the last session. Ejiro Osakede, I think you're back.
Yes, I
Hey,
am.
she's there. Now we're going to be going to the, remember, we are in Five Alive. We've talked about faith, we've talked about family, we've talked about finance. Now we want to talk about fitness. So let me leave it to
Motunrayo Adeoye, you need to mute your mic. Motunrayo, your mic is on.
Okay, so I think Motorayo, please mute your mic. Now let's go to the next session. Please hang on. We are going to be building our vision board together. That's why please just hang on for just in the next 30 minutes, we should round up this session. So please hang on, don't drop. Ejiro, you're welcome. Ejiro is as a partner. I'm trying to just bring it out again. I
Thank you.
forgot. Pardon me.
Thank you
I don't know
so
if I
much.
looked ahead of it, but let me just leave the platform to you.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much,
Thank you so
Ejiro.
much. Thank you so much, Mr. Korede, for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here. I mean, for everybody who's still on, you can testify that it's been an amazing session back to back from the first person down to the last speaker. I mean, my notes is full, and I'm just going to do a quick run of some of the points that jumped at me while other speakers spoke. When Mrs. Deborah Shobowali was speaking, she said planning is the key to success. So you can't just make a mistake into success. It has to be planned. There are exceptions to every rules, right? So sometimes, of course, people might just fall into it, maybe by mistake, but I don't think so because it's not sustainable that way. Thank you, Ms. Deborah Kindele. All right, so she also said that the extent of your plans determines the height of your achievement. I think that was so powerful. And then Mr. Babatunde Oluwaseun just nailed it for me. Like, it felt like he was spying on my notes, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I said everything I want to say. What am I supposed to say now? But that was so powerful. Talking about motivation. Motivation can get you started, but may not get you going. You know, you need a higher force. You need a strong conviction. Like, my God, that was really powerful. And then Mama Adesumbo Adeoyo, just like with a beautiful face and a gap tooth, I was just admiring her face. Like, I dropped in the comment like, oh my God, you look so beautiful, ma. So I don't know if she's still here, but if not, please help me send the message to her, Mrs. Mr. Korede, that I said she's so beautiful and I admire her a lot. And she talked about, you know, the fulfillment from your neck up is way better than from your neck down, meaning mind over energy. So if you do the work well with your mind, like, you're going to win the battle eventually, right? And don't wait until you make money before you start thinking of what you want to invest, what you want to save, how you want to budget. Have the budget, have the plans on ground, so that when the money comes, you immediately know where you want it to go. Otherwise, when you don't plan for it, when it comes, other things will just come and zap it away from you. So fantastic session all along. And I'm just going to wrap it up with Mr. Korede, I need to share my screen. Could you please allow me to do that? I just have a little, PowerPoint presentation to guide my quick session today. I'm not about to take any more of your time. I should be done in about 10 to 15 minutes. I should be done. Mr. Curry, thank you.
You can share now.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I see now. All right, so I'm just gonna take it away. Now, when you talk about fitness, what comes to mind? Exercise comes to mind. And when Mr. Curry said, you're gonna be talking, I'm like, fitness, bow. Because I know that I started this year on a very, very motivated and inspiring note when it comes to physical fitness, right? I was running every day of January, February, March until the lockdown started, right? So I was running. In fact, at that beginning of that year, with the way I was, having a great time on the track and just being motivated and just going like that every day. I was even coaching somebody else along with me. It was amazing. I was already thinking, are you sure? There's no calling for me in this space, But then Uncle COVID or Auntie COVID. Can you hear me?
We have audience from Ukraine.
Can you hear me? It's fine. It's fine. They can understand. They can understand the other part I was saying, right? You can. Yeah, they can understand the other part I'm saying. So the other one is like saying you're saying a joke that is maybe geographically what's it called now? It's about a people, right? So for those of you who are connected from other part of the world and you're not African, I might be chipping in some jokes that will be recognized by the African people. So please permit me to be me, okay? So I apologize in advance if I tell a joke that that you can't relate with, but I'll try my best to make it relatable, right? And also, please, I can't see the comments, so that maybe I should pop it up. Okay, I can see it now. Thank you. So that in case I'm too fast, please just tell me like, okay, slow down. But at the same time, I do not want to take too much of your time. So when you talk about fitness, the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, physical fitness, physical well-being, and all of that, right? So I'm going to take a lead from there to say, okay, let's define fitness, right? Let's define fitness. What is fitness? Looking at it to say, okay, fitness generally. Fitness is defined, according to Google Dictionary, it says that fitness is the condition of being physically fit and healthy and involves attributes that include but are not limited to mental acuity, cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, body composition, and flexibility. Okay? And you see that. So when you talk about fitness, it's not only about the physical space, it's not only about your physical agility. It's also mentioned what? Mental acuity, which brings us back to the mind, right? So I'm going to be focusing more on that, the mindset, our mind, the mind fitness. How fit are you in your mind space? Because at the end of the day, if you don't get it right there, you might struggle a little bit. But then looking at, where the specific areas I want to cover is focusing on self-discovery and development. So I'm just going to define a couple of things. I've defined fitness, we're looking at definition of fitness, and then we'll define what is self-discovery. Self-discovery is the process of acquiring insight into your own character, into one's own character. So I'm going to come to how all of this applies to you setting goals for 2021 and having a great scorecard or a balanced scorecard, right? So self-discovery is you knowing yourself, getting to meet you, dating yourself, courting yourself, accepting who you are, good, bad, and ugly, just being aware of who you are and the things that comes easily to you, the things that come hard to you, what makes you thick, what upsets you, what's that word? What sparks you up, or hey, there's a word I'm looking for, right? What things make you think, right? Knowing yourself, so self-discovery, right? So talking about the fitness of the mind and knowing yourself, and then development. Development is an event constituting a new stage in a change in situation, and this speaks to you knowing yourself and knowing that, okay, at this stage, this is where I'm at. And now I've moved from stage A to stage B and to the next stage and to the next stage. So that's when you're growing or moving from a level to the other in higher ascension, you can call that development, right? So we're looking at fitness in the area of self-discovery and personal development, right? So I'm going to be focusing on the mind because our minds, your mind, my mind is the most valuable asset that God has given to us. If you can win it in your mind, you can win it in life. And I think Mr. Babatunde Oluwaseun spoke a lot to this, and I hope that you took notes. I hope that you have already, in the notes that you took, you've already asterisk what you will begin to do differently from when you leave this class, okay? So your mindset, because in setting goals, before you even start setting the goals, you need to ask yourself questions. Who am I? Where am I at? Why do I want to set this goal? These goals that I want to set, do I believe that I'm going to achieve them? Or am I just setting it because, it's that time of the year where everybody starts to set goal? Are you doing it because everybody is doing it? Or are you doing it because that's the tradition that you always do with your family or by yourself? Like every end of the year, you come down and say, okay, in 2021 or in the following year, these are the things I want to do or I want to achieve. Are they just mere New Year resolutions? Or are they aligned to your vision? Or are they aligned to your purpose, to the things that you feel conviction about? Just like Mr. Olu, I'll keep going back because it's like he just opened the floor for me, right? Or are the things that you are convinced about that these things are the things that I need to be doing at this stage of my life, at this stage of my relationship, at this stage of my business? So because at the first, you need to be able to agree in your mind that you are capable of achieving those things that you want to set out to achieve, right? That does not mean that, as it were, that there are things that you can do right now. No, that's not what it means when you say, okay, your mind is prepared for it. It just means that your mind is ready that this might be hard. Right now, I'm not in that place, but I believe that if I put in the work, if I do the research that it requires, if I'm able to ask the right question or be in the right company, get the right mentor, work with the right coach, I will be able to build capacity enough to hit that goal. So you need to be able to settle that in your mind, that these things that I'm writing down, these goals that I'm setting, I can actually achieve them. Okay. So when you win it from your mindset, then it means that you already know that it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be easy. Like, just bear with me because I said it before. He opened the floor. It's going to be like, there will be challenges. There will be the no's. There will be the rejections. There will be the people saying, this is impossible. But because your mind already sees it, what you've seen already, you can't unsee. What you've seen already, you can achieve, right? And that means that when you already set it up in your mind and accept that this is doable, this is possible, this is in alignment with my purpose for this season, then you don't just write it down, you back it up with actions, because action change things. No matter how fantastic it is that you can write and articulate your goals, because you know that the way you write your goal as well also impacts whether you're going to work towards it or not, right? Because if you write it as in future tense, sometimes it gives that impression like, okay, something you're aspiring to do. But there is a dimension to writing your goals in the past tense or in the present tense that gives you more energy or gives you more, affirmation or strength to say, okay, this is a done deal already. And it comes back to what Mr. Babatunde was talking about faith, right? If you write it in, like, faith is the evidence of things not seen, right? Faith is the substance of things not seen. The evidence, what am I saying? Faith is the substance. I'm mixing that up, right? But faith is that assurance that you have that what you want to achieve is already done. Like you already have the deed of that property. Like you already have the money in your account, right? Faith is that space that you are in to say, this is a done deal. But then you now walk yourself back to say, okay, how can I now bring it into manifestation? So actions, writing your goals in such a way that you add action to those things that you want to achieve, breaking it down into smaller steps, into smaller action points, things that you're going to do. It's like a dominoes, right? If you do this, the result will be this, and then it leads to that, right? So taking action to back up those things that you've written down that you want to achieve. And so some of the things that I have used, because I'm just going to be talking based on my experience as well, some of the things that I have done that have worked for me so far is to write them down. I think it was Ms. Deborah that made the mention of it, like the faintest pen is stronger than the biggest of brain or the mightiest of brain, because you think you can remember things, but our brain is not designed to carry so much memory power. Our subconscious can do that. And then the things that we have in our subconscious are 90% of what controls the thing in the physical, right? So our main brain is just like when you have a computer, is what you call the read alone power, right? The read alone memory. It's just for the now. So for you to be able to know, to measure, to be able to say, okay, these were the things that I set out to do at the beginning of the year or at the beginning of the season, and this is what I've been able to achieve, is if you have it recorded. So whether you want to write it by hand, on pen and paper, or you want to type it out somewhere, just write them down. But there is a mistake I personally made at some point, is that I have multiple diaries, right? I have multiple journals. And so as inspiration comes, I just write things down. And so that made it a bit difficult for me to be able to follow, because then sometimes I have to bring all my diaries together, all my journals together, and say, oh, where did I write this particular idea? Where did I? So one thing, one correction that I'm going to make moving forward is to dedicate those. Yes, it's okay to have different journals, but be able to name them properly, to dedicate them properly. So for example, if I'm going to start, if I'm going to, for 2021, I'm going to dedicate a journal to 2021, so that I'm able to go back to that journal and say, oh, this was what I wrote at the beginning of the year, and I can follow through with it. So write it down. Number two is set your goals in cycles of 90 days, right? This is one principle that has worked over and over and over again. A lot of people have used it. I belong to a coaching community where this is how we're able to achieve different goals. So you set goals in chunks of 90 days. That's what even multinationals do, right? They have Q1, that's what they call Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So every 3 months, they're able to review and say, okay, this was what we set out to do. This we have achieved, this we have not achieved. This is what we can do better. What do I need to start? What do I need to stop? What do I need to improve on? And what do I need to maybe reduce, cut down on? So if we set our goals in that cycle of 90 days, it helps us focus some more. And it's advisable that when you're doing that, you're breaking down those goals into say 3 major goals. It shouldn't be more than 3 major goals. I mean, you could do it up to 5, but it's better to have 3 major goals that you can work in a cycle, in a 90-day cycle, because that gives you focus. You know, what you focus on, you're able to achieve. So when you do that, so imagine you do a broader list right now. So, okay, these are all the things that I want to achieve in 2021. And then you now break it down. Which one do I want to tackle or focus on in Q1? So January to March, which one do I want to focus on? Which ones do I want to focus on? April to July, which one do I want? August to September, you know, or July to April to June, July to September, and then October to December. So by the time you break them down that way, you know that by this circle, this is what I'm focusing on. You are able to hit it quick because it's more streamlined. And then even when you do that, okay, this quarter, this is what I want to achieve. Then you break it down again. What must I do on a daily basis? What must I do on a weekly basis? What must I do on a monthly basis? So that at the end of these 90 days, I can say, yes, I've been able to achieve 50%, 60%, 80%, or 100% of what I set out to do. And then accountability. I've heard Mr. Korede mention this a lot, and I'm happy that he's even offering to be your accountability partner. Like, nothing compares to having somebody holding you accountable to what you say you want to do. Because most times, what we do is if we keep it to ourselves, it's easy for us to cheat on ourselves, right? Because we'll be like, oh, I was supposed to do 10 skips yesterday, but I'm tired. But if you have somebody that you've committed to say, see, this is what I want to do, the person keeps checking up on you and say, hey, where are you at with this? Where are you at with that? And then let's not just leave it at just checking up on each other. I think when we attach a price to it or a punishment to it, it helps us get serious. So it's either you and your accountability partner are going to agree and say, okay, we're going to set apart this money, because I think money is one thing that people don't want to part. People don't want to part with, right? So set aside a particular amount of money and say, if I don't do this, this money is going to go to you, or this money is going to go to charity, or this money is going to go to this cause. And maybe even make the cause, I read it somewhere, or I was in a class that this was shared, that give the money that you're going to set aside for as punishment if you don't achieve your goal, give it to a cause that you don't believe in. So let's say for some people who do not believe in abortion, for example, right? But there are people who believe in it and who are clamoring for the cause. So if you put yourself and say, I'm going to give this money to that cause because I did not fulfill myself, I'm sure you will fulfill that thing, or you fulfill that goal that you want to go for, because it's not in line, that cause is not in line with what you believe in. So that's like something to also keep you in check, together with that other person that is also going to be checking on you to check what you're doing and all of those things. And then review often, right? So you review on a daily basis for the things, for the actions that you set to say, okay, on a daily basis, I'm going to do this. Maybe read for 30 minutes every day. So at the end of the day, you want to review and say, okay, did I actually read for 30 minutes today? So that you know, okay, if you didn't read for 30 minutes today, what took that time that you were supposed to be reading? Was it social media? Was it just any other distraction? Was it emergency? And then you know, and you're able to review and say, okay, maybe the time of the day that you fix for that reading is not working for you. Maybe you went to fix your reading time for mornings and you're not a morning person. Like you're the type that would set alarm for 5 a.m. and you will snooze it to 7 a.m. So you can't work like that. Maybe you are more awake, your mind is more awake at the night time. Then you'll be able to review and say, okay, if this reading 30 minutes is not working for me in the mornings, how about I move it to the evenings? So that's where review comes in. So the more we review the more frequently we review, the better we are factual with ourselves to say, okay, this is where I'm at, this is how much progress I'm making, and this is how much work I need to put more into this. I hope I'm making sense because I can't see anything in the comment section. I hope I have not lost anybody. And then, yes, just bringing it all together to say, okay, how does all of this come together in the balance scorecard? So to balance your scorecard as far as your goals are concerned, you have to be mentally fit. I mean, this could also, there is a portion of physical fitness in that. So go with some sort of exercise that works for you, because we all have different body types. So you need to be able to find out what your body type is and know the type of exercise that works for you. It could even just be meditation, just breathing exercises, right? Or just stretches. And for some people, they need HIIT, high intensity workouts. So know what works for you and just commit to it. Commit to it. It could be a walk, walking 10 minutes every day, or taking a jog 15 minutes every day. So whatever works for you in the physical side of it, but at the same time, your mental fitness should be in check. Know yourself, know what works for you, know who you are, right? Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. For me, 2020 has been an amazing year because it's that year that I got to meet myself again. And not just meet myself, but I finally embrace who I am. I finally embrace my strengths, and I finally acknowledge my weaknesses, and I'm working on them to make them better, but I'm shining on my strengths. So know yourself, meet yourself, love yourself, accept yourself, know your faults, know the things that you need to work on yourself, right? And then consistently keep to growth, consistently commit to growing. This kind of event like this now is for us to be able to meet with new ideas or even old ones, because sometimes whatever it is I've said to you today might not be the first time you're hearing it, but it could just be that it might make sense to you better today. What all the speakers have said today might not be generally new to you, because there is really nothing new under the sun, right? But they might not be new to you, but you might be catching it in a different light in this meeting, right? Why? Because now is the time that your mental capacity, that you are mentally ready to understand it. So it's part of why you need to know yourself. It's part of why you need to understand, yourself and per season, to know that sometimes you could be in front of an information that is very important and you don't even see the importance of the information. But when the right time comes, you'll be like, I've heard this word before. I've heard this thing before, but now, oh my God, it makes sense now. That is because now that it makes sense is now that you are mentally ready to accept that information. And once you do that, the next thing is to just work on it, take action on it, and then grow in capacity. I hope that I've been able to, within this short time, not convince, because I'm not convincing you. I hope I've been able to send a message across, and I hope I've been able to make some sense. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you.
Wow. That's really what I can say. You actually run away, but you can see that what you can do, because I just know I believe in you. I
Thank you
just
so much.
So because I remember when I first shared this with you, you were like, how can I? Because I just know you can do it. And thank you so much. And thank you so much for your last words. That was what I was actually about saying. I mean, most times, it's one of those, the word might come like it's one of those things I've heard before. There is a saying by uh, Bishop David Oyedepo. He said, every day is God's day. The day you believe
It's your day.
is your day.
Mm, So true.
Every day, oh, you go to church, you hear those words, they decree the blessing. The day you said, and my life changed. That's why you see, I've heard testimonies, I've heard words of people who say, I've been in this church for 5 years, and today I just caught the light. Now, it's not that those words are not coming, but they've
Not
been
coming
saying,
before.
it's normal Sunday service, Jerry. What's that? So please, people, the road to success, the road to becoming, the road to achieving, it looks simple. This word might look like, oh, we heard it in church. It's one of those words. In fact, I did something to myself lately. There was a course 2 days ago, I attended. And when I registered, I was like, this thing it's what I'm doing. So,
Mm.
but at the back of my mind, something tell me, look, you need to unlearn.
Mm-hmm.
The words they were saying might be something, but during those, one of the speakers said something, and
I
it
will just
struck me like, wow.
boom. Yeah.
So that is the way it works, people. It's not just one of those words. But my greatest joy is the transformation that happens in everyone's that attend this class
Mm.
life. And that's what I said. I'm offering myself to be your accountability partner, to just see you achieving that goal, to just see you. And Ejiro said something important: send 30, uh, uh, 90 days goal, 90 days goal to be able to reassess, okay, this is what I've done from November to December. How's it going to look? Don't just set the goals, and don't just, you see, the way I don't want us to just write new year. I've been looking for that word, new year resolution. Oh, write your vision, new year, and you write it January, the fire is pumping, February, March, the fire is pumping, and later it goes. This is not a new year resolution class. You are not here to because of your new year resolution. But I tell you, people, if you can set those goals in those areas and put timeline that, okay, it's not, you might not set everything. Okay, you say, okay, my faith. Now, for example, let me just share my own process. It's 5. And the last key that I should talk about, but because of time, it's flourish. That's the last 5. We talk about faith, we talk about family, we talk about finance. Ejiro just finished about fitness, and we talk about flourish. What does flourish mean? The ability that all those areas are doing well. That's a goal on its own. That, okay, my family life is not decaying because of my finances. My finances is not decaying because I want to spend more time with my family. It's a flourish. That's all. You need to be watching that also. And this is what I do a lot. And each time when you reassess it, you know where you are missing, you know what you've not done well, you know what you not do. Now, I told you at the beginning of this class as we round up that I come across this secret 5, like in 2018 in a goal setting class like this, led by Mrs. BC Soji Oyawe. She owed this class, and I set these 5 goals. I set goals in my faith that, okay, I want to be more closer to my God. I want to do more spiritual things. I want to read the word of God at least daily, once daily. I want to, I'm a Christian, so I said I want to win souls. So because of the type of church I go, we do soul winning like you're taking water. So I try to cut myself away from that web of okay, doing it because of everybody is doing it. So I set the goals. Oh, I want to give offering. I want to. So it's a goal. Secondly, my family. Okay, I want to spend my give so time to my extended family. Then I'm not to my extended family, to my immediate family. Okay, I want to start a family. In fact, I think that was the year I make a decision that I want to just have a family. Oh, I want to set a family, and I work on 1, 2, 3 things I needed to do. I moved to finance also. And I said, okay, you know what? I want to be disciplined about my finance. I want to do this. I want to do that about my finance. So these are how these goals work. It can be, okay, I want to. So because when we talk about setting all these goals, it might be bogus, but it's just writing one, two, three things about your life, something that is easily attached. Your fitness too. It can be. I mean, one of the fitness I've not met, because fitness is in two ways. It's physical and mind. AJO just talk about the mind. The second fitness, which is exercise and all this physical exercise. I mean, I know I'm feeling. Maybe that's why I didn't even get stressed to get a speaker to come and do the physical fitness, because I know I'm even lacking a lot in that area of my goals. So, and I can be able to know that and analyze that because I set it like that. And tell me who does not want to have good relationship with your creator, which is faith we are talking about. Tell me who does not want to have a good relationship with his family, does not want to have a good family life. Tell me who does not want to make more money. There's nobody, that's finance. There's nobody that does not want to make more money. Tell me who does not want to develop themselves and see themselves doing fine. Tell me the fifth one, flourish, who does not want to see his life going forward. So because most times we just set, oh, career, we just set, oh, family. And so if you can set these five line, you will see yourself excelling in the year 2020. Even if, God forbid, there is pandemic, God forbid now, because when the pandemic happened and all these hullabaloo about economy and everything, now I was able to pick my life. Keep moving. I just sit there and ask myself, from July to now, you can decide to just, oh, there is pandemic, we are working from home, we are doing this, and be redundant all through. But because I have set a goal that no, my life must flourish. So wherever I find myself, my life must flourish. So I could easily switch in my journey. And so that is the way it works, people. So I just commend you. After everything that I said, just take the bold step, set your goals in this five way. It really helps a lot. Be committed to it. And I said it, I'm willing to be your accountability partner. If you want me to just check on you, to just ask, we can have a one-on-one sessions together, relate our goals together, set a vision for 3 months, for 2 months, for 1 month, and put accountability. I think it is Jimmy Taylor that said this, that he set a goal to write a book, and he mistakenly informed Tara Fela Toye. I don't know if Ejiro is still here, if you can remember this. I think he said this in one of his sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, and Tara Toye told him that, okay, every time you miss this deadline, you will give me 20,000. I think it's 20,000, maybe 100,000. I can't remember that particular amount of money, but it's a substantial money that when you lose, you feel the pain. So he said the first time he missed the deadline of writing the book, Tara asked for the money. I think maybe it's 100,000 or something. She collected that money. Second time, he missed the deadline. He collected the money. Second, he said the third time, he said,
No go miss a lie.
no, I can't be giving, I no go miss him, lie. And that is what accountability. I think my Ukraine audience can testify to this. There's a session we had last week, and I was putting them on their toes that, okay, you're coming to this session. This is what you would do if you miss this session. This is what you would do if you miss these goals, if you didn't fulfill these goals. But I told them, you're going to come, you're going to dance. You understand, those things are what accountability means. You might not reach me. It might be your friend. It might be your husband. It might be your sisters. It might be your colleague. Just set it down. Guys, I want to do this, and please watch me. Just make sure the accountability, it's something that will really touch you and say, no, I can't be giving this kind of money now. I should be able to do this thing. And that is the way goals are being achieved. And so on this note, we're going to be joining the curtain. I don't know if we have much time to quickly just, I want us to draw our vision board, but because of time, I think we cannot just take care. But let me just quickly share on the screen quickly for you to just see. You can do this yourself. Evaluate your life is so important when you want to write. Everything we've said, we've talked about, evaluate it alongside with your life. It's so important. Remember, this is the five alive: flourish, faith, family, finance, fitness. This is what we've just talked about. It's so important. You don't need to be sick to get better. You don't need to make mistake before you could get better. List out your desire, your desirable desires. What are the things you want to do? Write them out. It's so important. Visualize your desire. It's so much important. Imagine it, see it in your head. Choose images. It really helps a lot. Choose images. You want to get married next year, it's your goal. Choose image of someone getting married. You want to start a business, a catering business, whatever business you want to do. Just choose image of that goal and paste it in your room. Use it as a wallpaper of of your computer or your phone, so that each time you on that phone, these things help. It looks simple, it looks intangible, but each time you see this, there's a repeat in your mind that shows what you want to do. Assemble your image. So all this image, get image in these five areas. Get image in these five areas and assemble it together. Get image in these five areas and assemble this image together. It's so important. Okay, my faith, this is what I want to do. My finance, I'm trying to share mine with you so that you can see what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can just display so as to make it as practical as we can. 1 minute. Let me just quickly see how I set my own. Okay. Now, if you look at the screen now, you will see this. This is how this is all this. These are the five areas of my goals. These are the five alive, and this is the visual representation of it. My faith, or some of you that look at the screen, you will see what level I want my faith life to be. My finance, what level I want my finance to be. My fitness. These are all the five areas. This is my finance. This is my finance. This is my family. This is my family. This is my fitness. This is my flourish, and this is my so see this my faith, my family, my finance, my fitness, and my flourish. This is what I'm talking about. This is a graphical, a pictorial representation of the goal. So sometimes this thing is more than just writing them down. You need a picture. So each time I see any of these pictures, it reminds me of what I need to do, what I must do, and what I should do. These things look so simple, it looks so intangible, but it works a lot. So you can just get those pictures of those things you want to achieve. It will really help you a lot. Okay, assemble your images. And so now that you created, get clarity, remain focused. Now that you've gotten all those information, get clarity. That's where that coaching opportunity from Adesumbo is important. If you can just, so that's why you need a coaching, a career coach with me. I'm willing to just help you through your journey. That's why we are here. That's why I'm here. Remain focused. You need confidence in yourself, like Mr. Shim talked about. You need to keep discovering yourself. With discovering yourself, you need a positive mind and accountability. I'm going to emphasize on this. Be accountable. It's so important. So on this note, I think we can shut down now. I would like to say a very big thank you to every one of you that stayed to this time. Thank you so much for staying. Thank you so much for believing. I know, no doubt you've learned one or two things. Please, you can just put a comment on the comment sections and let's know how this session has been to you. You can just put a comment section and let's see how this has been to you. But I'm sure, no doubt inside me, that one or two informations that go out this evening has helped you in any areas of your life. Remember, you are responsible for the outcome of your life. You are all, we are all responsible for the outcome of our life. No matter what it is, we are all responsible. My own greatest desire in life is to make positive impact on everyone I meet and everywhere I go. And that is what I have done this afternoon, this evening, from the bottom of my heart. But we all can achieve and become great when we take responsibility. And what is responsibility? Respond to your ability. Every one of us have ability. We can achieve everything that has been said and everything that we've heard even before now. All we need to do is to respond to that ability and achieve it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being part of this session. For those of you that joined this class again, thank you so much for believing in me to join this session. The Lord bless you. God bless you so much. So for everyone into either catering skills or fashion skills and you live in the UAE, please, something great is coming in January. Something great is coming in January. Something great is coming in January. So if you know someone in this category, wow, just tell the person that, okay, something great. A business class is coming for people in these two categories. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Great session. I've been enlightened. Thank you so much. When they get here, it's always something new to learn, even in a repeated class. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you, Maria. Thanks a lot. You're wow. This session is really wow. Dan, thank you so much, everyone. On behalf of myself and the team, I wish you Merry Christmas and a joyful New Year. See you guys sometimes next year. God bless you.